right, thanks for tuning into another heavy podcast. We're here today at Crossfaith 2024 with Kynan from Diamond Construct. Thanks for joining us, mate.
All good, mate.
All good. So I've got to say, I saw your set today, or not your set, I saw two songs. It's the only band I've seen all day. Best band of the day by far.
Yeah, and the worst.
The worst, but no, very impressive, mate. Like, you guys had a good crowd there. It looked like it came across pretty well.
Yeah, thanks, man. I guess it's kind of like a hometown show these days, so it felt good.
Yeah. Cool. And it's a great lineup, man. Like, there's Alpha Wolf, Crossfaith, Emmure, plenty more. Like, out of all of them, who are you most looking forward to seeing for the day?
Well, obviously, like, we're really good friends with the guys in Alpha Wolf. Sabian's almost like a big brother to our band, so obviously I got to say them.
Yeah.
But it's been awesome because we're on tour with Emmure right now, and this is the last show of that one, so being able to see them every night's been good too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'd have to say those two bands.
So, how do you treat something with this and the tour with Emmure that you've done? Like, do you treat it as a learning experience? Like, you sort of watch what they do and learn from the future, or is it just fun? Like, how do you approach it?
Absolutely. I mean, like, I'm always learning. And watching them every night, I feel like sometimes you almost do some secret things that you don't even know about. Like, you might do like a certain move that they might do, and you're like, oh, I've got to stop doing that. Like, I've been watching them too much or whatever. But honestly, like, I like watching what they do off stage. That's where I learn the most. What they do behind the stage, what they do to set up, how they get off stage, how they conduct themselves around the fans. That's the most important thing, because that's what's going to carry yourself as a professional, you know what I mean? So. And
you make a good point there. Like, a lot of bands that get an opportunity like that, and they're just on the piss every day, you know, like treated just like a Yahoo. But you've got to not just soak in the experience, but you've got to learn from it as well.
100%, man. Otherwise, what are you doing?
Yeah, that's right.
You may as well just go work a normal job or whatever. Like, that's cool too.
Fuck that.
For sure.
So I think one of the best things about Crossfaith is the mixing of the international and the Australian bands together. Like, how important is it for the Australian music scene? Like, you guys are a growing band in the scene. Like, how important is it to bands like yourselves to have the opportunity like this?
It's pretty crazy. I mean, like, you know, two of the bands are from Japan here today and stuff, and like, even just being able to meet those guys and like chat to them and stuff, I think that's so important for musicians in general, let alone like the people going to the shows. I think that like people miss that a lot, is like you get to mix with people from all around the world and share your experiences and how the music scene is in their countries and all that sort of stuff. But I guess for the fans it's great too, because they're probably used to seeing a lot of the same bands a lot, because there's not a lot of bands in Australia that are on that sort of level. So it's good to have that at one show.
And that does look actually a good point you made too. Like, we had the guy from Paledusk in here before, chatting with him, and the first time he came to Australia didn't speak English at all, and he's been over here with Alpha Wolf and Down the Affliction, and just through those tours he's learned how to speak English. It's amazing. That's
pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Well, you look at the 10-5-6 guys. The vocalist is he speaks like in English because he's from England, but he also speaks fluent in French as well, because he moved out I think when he was like 20 or something, and that's when he met those guys and started the band with them. So it's kind of cool watching them all speak French together. Then he comes over and he sounds like, you know, just some English soccer player or something when he's talking to us. So it's cool, you get a bit of both worlds.
And then you learn a bit of French too.
Oh, maybe.
Now, this is the last show of the tour with Emmure, so how did that go, man? Were you playing a big crowd?
Yeah, it's been awesome, honestly. Didn't expect much in Perth because we've never been, but it was crazy from the get-go. And I guess because we've never been as well, like, the fans were so G'd up to see us. They were almost like, you know, releasing something inside of them, like when they finally got to like hear some of the songs, which kind of made us feed off that energy as well. So it was just this constant thing, and it went up exponentially during the set. That was crazy. Adelaide's always good, Melbourne's always good, Sydney's always good. Newcastle was great this time.
Yeah, right.
So
they're pretty hit and miss, aren't they, the Newcastleians?
Yeah, they are. No offence to them, but
fuck it. They pull their shit there. They got to be good all the time, or fucking none at all.
But it went hard the other night. So yeah, and then like the long distance drive here, and this is the best one. So yeah,
cool. And you guys have recently released your single Switchblade OST. Like, what does OST stand for?
Original soundtrack.
Of course it does. What else would it stand for?
Yeah.
And how's the song been received, mate? Going down well?
Yeah, it's good. I mean, like, we like to push the boundaries and move the needle, I guess. So we don't want to sit in the middle and be mediocre or, you know, just something that you can kind of glaze over. Like, I want sort of people to say, like, I like this or I hate this.
Yeah.
You know, and either is good. If they're shit talking online, sweet, you're still running up our streams.
Yeah, that's right.
If you're liking it, they'll come and buy a shirt. So, yeah, it's been great. I feel like it's a pretty divisive track, but that's what we're about. And, yeah.
Cool.
We're here to stay.
It's taken from the upcoming album Angel Killer Zero, which will be out on April 26th. So is that a good sonic representation of what to expect?
I feel like the single Switchblade is probably the most different on the album. I feel like the album is a mix between the self-titled album and DCX2, which was the EP with the 4 tracks. It's a good blend of that. It kind of got the electronic blends of DCX2, but the aggressiveness and the breakdowns of the self-titled.
Yep.
So yeah, I feel like it's the most Diamond Construct sound we've got.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, this one.
Well, if you had to describe the Diamond Construct sound, what would it be?
That's a good question. The craziest, weirdest guitar sounds that should not be in a song. I guess aggressive lyrics and just like crazy groove beats, I guess. Mm-hmm. Yeah, a mix of rap and metal.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
And you're going to be releasing any more songs from the album?
Yeah, we've probably got, I think we got one more that we might do before we drop the album, but we're sort of still deciding on what we're doing with that. And yeah, keep busy after that.
Yeah.
Just tour the hell out of it.
Tour the hell out of it? Yeah. I mean, it sounds like a pretty personal record too, like it explores themes connected to loneliness, heartbreak, childhood trauma and substance abuse. So was it difficult to write being that personal?
Yeah, it really is, honestly. Like, I think some of the songs go really, really deep, and those ones are kind of like the hardest ones that we sing live. Like even on DCX2 we had Enigma, which is like a really close personal song to myself and that, but we do have the fun songs as well. I like to try and balance it out.
Yeah.
Because for me, metal is not always doom and gloom. You've got parts of that, yes, and it's good to tap into that, but you know, you've been to all these kind of shows and everyone's having fun, so why don't you sing some fun songs too?
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, so that's what we're all about, kind of the contrast and the blend of both.
Yeah, sweet.
Yeah.
And what's next for Diamond Construct, mate? You mentioned touring your asses off. What do you got anything planned?
Yeah, I guess we'll head out on tour in May. I think that we'll announce soon, and then we'll probably try and do a headline tour towards the back end of the year. And Europe, if you're listening, let's go. Bring us over.
Ready to go?
Yeah, let's go.
Beautiful, man. All right, well, thanks very much for your time. The album Angel Killer Zero is out April 26th.
Yep.
Where's the best place? What's your best socials for people to learn about it?
Instagram to learn about it, Spotify to listen to it.
Beautiful.
Pretty standard.
Thanks for your time, brother. Thanks for joining us.
Cheers.
Best of luck with everything.
Thank you.